When we talk about belief in the gods, we often imagine faith, devotion, or moral obedience. But for the ancient Germanic peoples, belief worked very differently. Their gods were not all-powerful, they did not demand blind faith, and they were not distant creators of the universe. To understand Germanic religion, we must first understand how belief itself functioned in their world. One of the most important differences between Germanic religion and later Christianity is that Germanic belief was not based on faith. There was no creed to accept, no doctrine to memorize, and no concept of conversion in the modern sense. Instead, belief was expressed through practice that included rituals, offerings, oaths, and communal customs. The gods were believed to exist because they were experienced, not because they were believed in abstractly. Religion was something you did, not something you confessed. Gods were powerful beings, but they were not all powerful. They were bound by fate, known in later Norse tradition as Wird or Urd. Even the highest gods could not escape destiny. They could be wounded, they could fail, and eventually they could die. This belief created a worldview where gods and humans shared the same cosmic limits, differing in power, but not in nature. The relationship between humans and gods was reciprocal. This principle is often summarized as a gift for a gift. People gave offerings, food, drink, animals, or valuables, not out of guilt, but in expectation of favor, protection, or success. The gods were not worshipped as moral authorities. They were honored as powerful partners. If the gods failed to uphold their side of the relationship, devotion could wane. After all, belief was practical, but not unconditional. Belief in the Germanic gods did not mean certainty. Offerings could be made, rituals performed, oaths sworn, and still, the gods might not respond. This uncertainty was not seen as failure of belief. It was an accepted part of the world. After all, the gods were powerful, but not guaranteed to act. Storms could destroy crops despite sacrifice. Battles could be lost despite prayers. Because of this, belief was pragmatic, not emotional. The gods were respected, but never assumed to be benevolent. This worldview created a culture that valued resilience over trust, action over hope, and honor over expectation. To believe in the gods was to accept risk, because the world itself was uncertain. There was no single Germanic pantheon. Belief was local and regional. Different tribes honored different gods, spirits, and ancestors. Some deities were widely known. Others were tied to specific landscapes, families, or even communities. This flexibility meant there was no religious authority enforcing uniform belief in the Germanic world. Germanic religion adapted naturally to place, need, and tradition. Although Germanic belief was largely local and regional, not all gods were limited to a single tribe or place. Some deities were widely recognized across the Germanic world, from Scandinavia to the continental Germanic regions described by Roman authors. Roman sources, especially Tacitus, identified several of these gods through Interpretatio Romana, comparing them to Roman deities. Among the most widely acknowledged were Wodan, or later Odin, associated with leadership, knowledge, war, and the dead. Donar, or later Thor, connected to storms, protection, and fertility. Or Tivats, linked to law, oaths, and sacred order, later known as Tyr in the Norse sagas. These gods appear repeatedly across regions, names, and centuries, suggesting shared religious concepts among different Germanic peoples. However, even these widely known gods were not believed in the same way everywhere. Their importance, attributes, and rituals varied by region and community. This shows that Germanic religion was unified by shared figures, but never centralized or standardized. Germanic gods were not symbols of moral perfection. They could be deceptive, violent, unpredictable. But this did not make them evil. It made them real within the Germanic worldview. The gods represented forces of life, war, fertility, storms, or death. Belief in the gods meant accepting a world that was dangerous, unstable, and beyond human control. In the Germanic worldview, the gods were deeply tied to law and honor. Oaths were sworn in their presence. Promises were made with divine witnesses. Breaking an oath was not just a legal issue, it was a cosmic one. Belief in the gods reinforced social order, kinship bonds, and responsibility across generations. To believe in the Germanic gods was not to submit, it was to participate. The gods were powerful, but limited. Respected, but not worshipped blindly. Feared, but never distant. Germanic belief was grounded in action, honor, and reciprocity. A worldview shaped by survival, community, and the forces of nature itself. If you enjoy this deeper look into Germanic belief, please subscribe and explore more videos on the channel.